What's up, everybody? As Manny would say, how cool is that, huh?
Look at that.
Helium 10 custom hat got done today. Anyways, my name is Bradley, and I'm with Helium 10. I'm joined by
Matt Benton. Good afternoon.
So how's it going? Happy today's Thursday to everyone. So as always, there's some of you who have never even heard of it. Maybe you clicked on this video by accident. You don't know what Helium 10 is. You're expecting a couple people to have a high-pitched voice who had just sucked in some helium balloons or something. Matt, please tell these people what Helium 10 is.
Helium 10 is an all-in-one tool suite for Amazon sellers. So at this point, we've got over 20 tools. Last AMA, we talked about 5 or so of the new tools and features that we've released recently. We've got everything from product research to keyword research, listing optimization, refunds, pretty much everything you need. You name it, we've got it. And today we're going to talk about a few of the new releases, one being profits and the other one is...
We have some new tabs that are in Black Box that I don't think we got to on Tuesday that I definitely want to talk to you guys about. And then hopefully if there's an opportunity, what we're going to do is get to some of your live questions and maybe some questions that we noticed that you guys sent into helium10.com/questions. There was a couple based on that one. And at the very end, Matt doesn't even know, but I have queued up here a couple slideshows. So for those of you who went to our Helium 10 social, we had about 200 sellers all got together here in Irvine, California. And I'm going to do a little quick slideshow. So if you were at that event, want to see if you're in some of these pictures here, stay tuned to the very end. We're going to close with a little slideshow of that. So there's also a video on that on our Helium 10 users. Now, Matt, we didn't talk today before we got on here about a question of the day. Do you have anything in mind? Otherwise, I'll make something up maybe.
Make it up if you got it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'd say based on, since Tuesday, we did introduce to you guys a lot of new tools. I'm just curious if since then, any of you guys have taken any of them for a test drive yourself. If so, which one? And what did you think? Or do you have any questions on it? So again, if you're watching this live or if you're on the replay and you have used some of the new tools that we talked about on Tuesday or even the ones that we're talking about today, please post them below and let us know what your favorite new feature is. My personal one is the new feature in Cerebro, how we can aggregate the different ranks from our competitors and see, across, 5, 3, 4, 5, even up to 10 different items, which ones are sharing the same top keywords. That's my favorite. Do you have a favorite of all these new tools that we've done?
Absolutely. In X-ray, review velocity, the new column, review velocity. I can't stop looking at it. And yeah, that's mine.
All right, cool. We already have some comments here. Sophia says, hey, Bradley and Matt, love the hat. Thank you. Glad you like it. We might have this. If people like this, I might get some more made and maybe this will be one of the giveaways. What else do we have here? Sophia says, I got a t-shirt at the social event. Now I need to get a hat. Oh, yep. She says, yeah, everybody got one of these shirts if you came to the social. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So if I were to ask you guys, what is the exact, what is the profit of your item? Would you be able to know right off the top of your head? Or if you don't use any tools or you don't have a whole bunch of spreadsheets, would you be able to find that out right away? Unless you have a photographic mind and did all this before, the answer is probably no. But now with Helium 10, you do have a tool available to it. And Matt's going to be talking to us, is going to give us a walkthrough. And I'm going to be like you guys because I have not taken profits for a test drive yet. So I'm going to be learning right along with you guys as Professor Matt here takes us through this really cool new tool. Let me go ahead and put this to the broadcast. There we go. Let's hide this. All right. And let's get into it. Take it away, Matt.
All right. So
where do we go, first of all, to even get into it?
We're all watching this on Facebook. You can go to, profits is on the top toolbar, right? So most of our other tools in the dashboard are on the bottom or on the left toolbar. So profits is going to be on the top. We think it's a major priority in your business. So for now, we're throwing it up there on the top. Like I said, we're all seeing this on Facebook right now. So a lot of you guys are in the groups. And how many of you see folks posting their sales and their revenue numbers like they can take that to the bank? They probably can't, right? What matters at the end of the day are your profits. That's why we named this tool Profits. And we think it's pretty awesome. Some of you folks may be using another similar tool out there. Let's see, what we ask you first is to help us make this tool better, right? So at the very beginning, when anyone launches a tool, Microsoft, Apple, anyone, they've got a really tight feedback loop, and they know that their tool is in the learning stage, right? So we asked you the exact same thing. Eventually, our tool is going to be awesome, and it already is. We just need your feedback as we work on this tool and develop it and refine it and make it awesome, just like all our other tools. So what is Profits, right? Profits allows you to track your profits automatically. So you can sync up. I would start by syncing up Profits and your Helium 10 account, your MWS token, to your Helium 10 account. If you haven't done so, you'll see this up here that says this is demo data. So again, all the data that we'll go over right now is just a demo. Click the enable button to enable Profits. Once enabled, Profits will start retrieving your order details. So click enable, install your API key, your token, and then you can get rocking and rolling. So Profits is going to automatically grab all your data from Amazon to show you how much you're actually making at the end of the day. The only thing that you'll have to do is input all your product costs on a product level, right? Because no one knows that but you. So that means how much it costs you to source the product and then also land it to Amazon. So your product cost and your shipping fees. Other than that, Profits will do most of the work. Will automatically update all your data for you. So just diving into the tool, and comment your questions, by the way, as I'm going over this. I'm going to do a quick 2 to 5 minute rundown. It'll probably take me longer than that. But then after that, we'll get to all your questions for the rest of today's show. Profits will show you in the immediate dashboard. So we've got a couple tabs up here on the left. So Profits, Products to show you things on a product level, and then inventory levels of all your products. So if we're looking at today, we can see today's where we stand today, and then the change from yesterday to today. We can see yesterday, the past 7 days, and a custom period, right? You can change this to however you like, custom range, last year. So some year over year data. You can compare months. Super, super helpful, right? Going back, we can see if we want to look at a more granular level here, we can go to explain amount and see kind of where that these numbers come from. So we're looking at item price, taxes, shipping, your FBA fees, your referral fees, right? We take all that into effect. Again, this is just a demo account. So some of this is just dummy data, but
I want net profit of 27,000 out of 36,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah, me too. So this will show you a granular look at the data you're looking at here. You can see orders, units, your promos for that day, the amount of refunds you've gotten. Just a very quick look as opposed to diving into Seller Central or spreadsheets. So again, just to circle back where this tool came from, this came from you. So you guys asked for a tool like this and something awesome, and we worked really hard for a long, long time to create this. And we're very, very excited about it. So dive into it. Let us know what you think. Moving on with the demo. So after you see your data on a day-to-day, week-to-week, or custom views, you go down and you probably don't know. I think Bradley might ask this question at the beginning, but do you even know which of your products today are declining most from yesterday? So you might have a product it's normally selling 100 units a day, but for whatever reason, it's only selling 2 units a day. Now, if you're a seller with multiple ASINs or multiple products, you might not know that product has declined so much in the day because you've got so much data to look at. It might just look kind of like a normal day, and you might just think, oh, today is just down a little bit. But what Profits allows you to do in the sales trends here is see that maybe that product that's selling 100 units a day and is only selling 2 today, we're going to highlight the top 3 or more declining products. And then on the opposite end, the top 3 or more increasing products, so that you always know kind of what's happening on the top and the bottom end, and you've got full clarity into what's going on into your business. Again, that was our goal, right? To develop this tool. Folks always know their sales, how often you hit refresh in Seller Central and see your sales and revenue numbers.
Let me just interject into there. This, I already, like I said, I haven't used this yet, but I could see how this would help. I remember a couple years ago, a company I worked for, we had a product that was actually a mistake. It was a cell phone case, and it was supposed to be one of those TPU transparent cell phone cases. And what happened was the factory gave it to us. It had this glitter like infused into it, and we're like, what is this nonsense? Like, nobody's ever going to want a cell phone case that has this glitter into it, especially when we were pre-selling it as a regular transparent TPU. And sure enough, it was terrible sales. So we wanted to just get rid of it. And in Amazon FBA, we only had maybe like, I want to say 80 units, right? But that was a lot of inventory because we were only selling one a day. Then all of a sudden, we were completely out of stock. And we're like, what just happened? And what happened was, over 2 days, we had 40 units as opposed to one a day. That happened over 2 days. And we had no idea until all of a sudden we always had a backup fulfilled by merchant SKU. So all of a sudden we had all these orders we had to manually pack. Like, what's going on? What happened to our 80 FBA? And we didn't know. But as it turns out, I remember I started messaging some buyers and asking them how they found out. What happened was, some famous Instagram person bought one on her own and did a blog on what's on my iPhone, just talking about her apps. And then, oh yeah, by the way, I got this case and it was from this company and here's the link. We didn't set it up or anything. And then everybody who wants to be like that girl, they all bought, in 2 days, the iPhone case. But had we had this, that very next morning, at least we could have had a head start, because then like, all of a sudden something's happening here. Let me send a whole bunch more inventory to Amazon, so we're not out of stock for that long. But that's a very real situation that happened to my old company, and could happen to one of you guys, that now you're going to have this visibility on here. So I think that's real cool.
Awesome. So, and while we're going through this, you'll probably think, like Bradley thought of these stories, like, this tool just solves issues, right? We were looking at a couple of the questions that came in for today's show, and someone had asked why you would even need a tool like this. And I mean, entire industries, like job descriptions, have been created. Accountants and CPAs and financial folks who it's their job to keep track of these numbers. And Amazon's a massive business, right? So a lot of you are running your Amazon business, and you're a one-man band, right? You're running your show on your own, or maybe with a partner, and it seems like a lot. So what Profits helps you do is track all your data and all your numbers and your sales and your profits, more importantly, and makes that a lot easier on you. So diving down deeper into the performance matrix, we can show you just, again, more in-depth numbers on gross revenue, profit, sales on a unit basis. Again, your ROI and margin, which is super important. Some of those more important to you than others. And then your sales on a ASIN count. So again, this data is just dummy data. So this is a test account here, but we're looking at units sold on a timeline, right? We've got this month here, and then estimated net profit on the right. All this data in here will be correct because it pulls directly from Amazon. The only other thing that we ask is that you input your product costs on that end so that we can accurately spit back the correct data. Again, just a dummy account here. So your days of inventory, your lowest and your highest. So kind of goes back to the story Bradley just told, where he ran out of inventory out of nowhere. This is going to help you spot that and get ahead of things and say, okay, we've got 500 units left, and Profits is telling us that we're going to run out of inventory in 40 days. So it's time to place another order with our supplier and get the next run of inventory into Amazon. Diving down a little more, we can see best sellers. You can remove this data here. So if you want to see just one of these lines, you can remove the red line, for example, and things like that. So this will allow you to see the best sellers.
Wait, what did you do there? How did you remove that? Oh, you just click on it. Oh, yep. Okay, cool.
Very cool. So Let's go all the way back up now. If we want to see things on a product level, so we're going to click on the tab products here on the left. So we were just in profits. We're going to click on products, and then in a second we'll go to inventory levels. This is going to show us super granular details on each of our products, right? And then this is kind of similar to before on the dashboard where you want to know where these numbers actually come from. Well, we'll hit explain here, and then we can see exactly how we arrived at $21,000 profit for that month on that product. So anything you want to mention here, Bradley? If not, I'll go on to inventory levels.
No, I just believe this is the only page I think that they actually can enter. There's the two fields that they can enter. If I remember from Manny's video, are the cost and then your shipping, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that you would do from this page, I think.
Yeah. Again, that's a good point. So again, we pull all your data directly from Amazon, your Amazon account. However, the only thing we ask you is to enter in your product costs and your shipping costs because only you know that.
And there was a question that was asked. I saw the customer service team send it to me. They were saying, hey, if I edit my cost here in profits, is that going to override something on Amazon? And the answer is no. Like nothing you do in here, it's not going to like, you know, if you put in your costs and it's going to change something on the Amazon site, you don't have to worry about it. It's just one-way data, you know, coming here.
Cool. So moving on to inventory levels. Oh, no data in here right now. My mistake. So profits, kind of circling back to where we started. How many of you in the Facebook group right now, that's probably where you're watching this, see folks post their revenue and sales? Well, now you can finally say, but what are your profits according to profits, right? What does profits say you're actually profiting? What's your profit margin? Where do you stand? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, a screenshot or a snippet, whatever you would call it, of something like this, that's a lot more impressive than just somebody who says, oh yeah, I sold 1,000 units and $20,000 today. Well, you know, if he was just giving it, if that was a giveaway or something where he was actually losing money on it, well, that's not very impressive at all. But, you know, if you had a profit that looks like this, it'd be pretty good. So welcome everybody. We have over 30 viewers. If you guys are just joining us, the question of the day is, which of the new tools have you guys tried that we've talked about that we just launched this weekend, whether it's Review Velocity or our new tool in Cerebro, whether it's right here, Profits, or anything else that we've been talking about. Please let us know which one is your favorite new tool. And
profitability calculator in the Chrome extension, Cerebro, you mentioned that?
Yes, Cerebro. One quick question here from Ted, who just came on. He says, yeah, I just jumped on. Does this incorporate PPC and refunds? Yeah, there is a spot here for the refunds. There's a spot here for promos. And I believe if you click on explain amount, there's a PPC cost as well. So for sure, Ted, please try and enable this on your account and take it for a test drive, you know, and try some of this stuff out yourself.
So a quick note of everything that Profits automatically pulls once you enable your MWS token. FBA fees, referral fees, storage fees, coupon codes, your promos, your sponsored ads. So yes, Ted does include all that stuff.
All right. And guys, the way, you know, this is a brand new tool, you know, this is not the final version. I mean, it's funny that I've only been working here for a couple months, and some of our tools I'm having to do new training videos on because they've already changed. So we're always constantly improving. And the reason why we're doing that is because of you guys and the feedback that you guys give us. If anybody has feedback, you do it via email, support@helium10.com, or you see this, or you can't see it because my big head is in the way, but right down here, there's going to be a blue box. It's one of our chat services so that you can chat directly with our customer service team, and you can also get us your suggestions there. So if you guys break this tool, that's fine with us. We want to know how you broke it and what's wrong with it. Please let us know through the support, because that's the only way we're going to get better. If we never hear from you guys, we're going to think it's perfect already, you know. But I know that there's probably some features that you guys would like to see here, or you've always hoped that a tool like this would have. Please give those ideas to us. You know, we might not be able to incorporate them all, but the ones that, you know, get the most number of votes or the most number of suggestions, those are the ones that usually will put a good effort to try and implement. So we're relying on you guys here.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Bradley. By the way, that reminded me, we're going to jump to Black Box, I think, in a second and discuss some of the new features there, which we're super excited about. But before we do that, if you're watching this now and you're not in the Helium 10 users group, maybe on a replay, or you're watching this after the fact, make sure to join the Helium 10 users group, because just like Bradley mentioned, we're going to be releasing updates on Profits and all of our other tools almost daily. I don't know anyone else who does that. So please join the Helium 10 users group to see the daily changes that we're making on a daily basis. Really, really cool stuff coming.
All right, really quick. There's one more question from Reiko-san. Konnichiwa. Maybe hopefully you can answer this, but I think what she's talking about, she says here, for each line item, I see two sets of numbers. On top, no color, the one with mostly red, some green. What are the differences? It's probably because you can't see if you're watching on your phone or your computer monitor is not big, you can't see some of these titles here. So Matt, can you tell her what's the difference between top and bottom right here?
Sure. So the top being...
I think she's talking about here being without color, because this one is shaded in. So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, Reiko. If not, please let me know. But
okay, well, we'll assume that. So the top, it actually is kind of hard to see gross revenue up there, right? So the top number is gross revenue. The bottom number is the one that matters, net profit. And then there's a red box under each. That's just the percentage change, either positive or negative, over that timeline.
Yeah, so if it's negative, it'll be red, and then if it's a positive, it'll be green. Oh, okay. She says that was her question, so she says, I see the differences now.
Awesome.
All right, Shitsumon, arigatou gozaimasu, Reiko-san. Let me hide that.
You're making me look
bad. No, hey, you're the one who answered that question. I'm a bit late. Let me see. Okay, that's a good question from Desiree. Desiree, thank you for coming on. Better late than never. She says, is this software specific to private label only, or can it be used for retail arbitrage as well? And no, that question was not asked. Now, I'm not sure if by software you mean our whole entire suite or just this one by itself. But if you're talking about just Profits by itself, this, more than anything that we have, I would almost say, is equally important if you're doing private label, or if you're doing wholesale, or if you're doing arbitrage. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you're doing on Amazon. What matters is your what, Matt?
You keep pointing at the screen. Your profits,
your
right?
Profits, yes. So Matt could see that I'm pointing. You guys could. I don't have like a laser pointer. Anyway, so your profits is what pays your bills at the end of the day, no matter what method of selling you're using on Amazon. Even if you're in the even if you're not selling anything on Amazon, maybe your business. Somebody asked this question the other day. What he does is he actually charges Amazon sellers to like optimize their listings or to help with their images or something. Sure. Well, even for him, this is what's important, because if their profits aren't improving based on what he's doing, and their revenue is not improving, then really what's the purpose of hiring somebody like that? So really anything, if you're on the seller side of Amazon, you can really use Profits. Now, that being said, Desiree, if you are asking in general about our other tools, yeah, there are a lot of tools that we have that also will do well for what's the word I'm looking for? Arbitrage sellers. Perhaps not the product research, tools, but things like X-Ray, things like Inventory Downloader. These are things that you're going to need if you're wanting to see, who's got the buy box, or how much inventory does somebody have, or how much an item is selling. So all of those things you would need, even if you're doing merch by Amazon. That's another one we haven't really talked about much, but our tools can be used no matter how much or what you're selling. So thank you for that question, Desiree. And next time, don't be late. I'm just playing. You can come anytime. For all of you guys, all of our videos, even if you come late, how can they see it from the beginning?
Sure. I'm forgetting the button right now, Bradley. You have to sign up for the updates. So Bradley posted it today in the Helium 10 group, but you've got to sign up for the update just under the post. Mm-hmm. And you'll get regular updates anytime we go live for one of these. Right now, we're doing them every Tuesday and Thursday. And
if they miss it completely, though, do they miss out and they'll never be able to see our video anymore?
No, you don't miss out. So go to the Helium 10 Facebook page and then go down to the bottom left and click videos. And you can rewatch all the videos that we've recorded for you so far.
Exactly. All right. So thank you very much, Desiree. Kelly also came late, but hey, you're here. Guys, if you think you're gonna, I want to know if you're gonna, after this call, or this is not a call, after this AMA, after this Facebook Live, if you're gonna go connect your profits to your Amazon account, please give us a thumbs up below under the reaction. There should be like, you see hearts, thumbs up. And if you're not going to do it, give us an angry sign. Angry symbol. But make sure you guys are still alive here. All right, let's go right into now.
Before Bradley pulls up the tool, if you want to see more on profits, we'll go back and answer some more questions here in a bit. If you want to see more on profits, go to helium10.com/profits. We got a video on there, and you can learn just some more about the information and the tool itself. Manny's got, I think, a 5-minute rundown on profits on there. So for all you guys who like watching Manny do demos, helium10.com/profits. I know I sure do.
All right. So now another new tool. And I think this is the last main one that we updated this past weekend. And if I'm missing something, guys, please mention it below. But I think we went over everything on Tuesday and then today. Here in Blackbox, on this main page of Blackbox, everything looks the same, like normal. However, we have 2 new tabs here. One is called Competitors. So I'm just going to go here to Competitors. Okay. And I'm going to enter in, this is the one I always pick, only 7 reviews. It's a newer item. So let's go ahead and enter that here. Now, this is a search in Blackbox by ASIN. And what this is going to do is it's going to go out and search all of the products in our database. And it's going to pick the top 50 ASINs that share the most keywords in the top, that are ranked in the top 300 as this one. That's a mouthful. I'm gonna pull this up and let's explain that. Again. Oh my goodness, that was fast. All right, so it pulled up 50 products. It's ranked by P index, which means proximity index. And so proximity index means if it's the higher the number, that means the closest it is that it shares the most keywords. Let me illustrate it further. I'm going to open this up, and this is cool because it's going to allow us to go over another tool that we just released, but we also talked about it Tuesday. So basically, this is saying that this product here shares the most top 300 ranked keywords as this one. Not the most number of it, but the most same words. So like, let's say this is collagen peptides powder, and it's ranked 10, and this one is ranked 25. It shares that. That means that's a keyword that it shares it. And so it's saying that this has the most. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this ASIN. This will be my seed ASIN here in Cerebro. And just to show you how this is, where's the ASIN here? Here's the ASIN here. I'm just going to compare it to this one. Now, I should have done this search a long time ago, but I'm going to do a brand new one here. Yeah, I always search this ASIN. Okay. So now what I'm going to do to prove this, first of all, it's going to probably pull up like 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or some number of keywords that either of these is ranking for. Survey says, as Family Feud would say, 1,100. So there's 1,100 keywords between these two that are being ranked. But as you can see, some of these, like this one, Skinny Fit Collagen, is not in one, but it's in the other one. All right. I'm going to filter this down to show anything that my product here is ranked at least number 1 to whatever, because the opposite is NR. So this basically is allowing me to weed out the NR, which means not ranked.
Right.
And then now I'm going to say ranking competitors 1. I mean, here I only compare it to 1, but instead of this one being 0, if this guy is not ranked for a keyword, it would say 0. So just by me entering this, it's going to weed it out. And there we go. So keep that in mind, guys. 310, these 2 products here share 310 keywords that they're both ranked in the top 300. All right. Now, I'm going to go to the last page here, or something that doesn't look like it might not be very relevant. Are there 3 pages? I think there's 3 pages. Yeah. All right. So let me see here, something that probably shares a lot. Okay, here we go. Like this is a liquid product. So the odds that it shares that many keywords, it does obviously share a lot of keywords because it's ranked top 50. But as you can see, the proximity index on this one is 4. So I'm going to go ahead and once again, take our seed product here, paste it here, and then I'm going to take the ASIN of this product and put it here. All right, and let's do reverse search. Brand new search, please. All right. 3 whole people reacted there that they're going to go ahead and install profits to their accounts. Come on, guys. More of you guys need to do it. We need you guys to poke holes in our product and let us know where we can improve. All right. So now these 2 have 984 words that one of them is ranking for. But again, I want to see which ones that they share. So ranking comparators 1, position rank 1, apply. 161. So as you can see, we have a problem here.
Let's jump to the other tab.
Let me go back to the tab. 161. What was the other one? 300, right? So that just shows you that's why the proximity score on this one is lower, because they only share 161 ranks keywords, whereas on this one, on pit number 1, the one that has a 10, it had over 300. How can you use this information? Well, you want to know who are your closest ranked competitors or people who are targeting maybe the same words as you, or you want to see who the players are in your niche. So this is how I would use that. So maybe this was my product and I want to see, okay, am I on the right track? Am I sharing a lot of the top ranked keywords as some really good sellers? How do we know if they're selling well? Well, we take a look right here. The monthly revenue is 131,000. I definitely want to be ranking for the same keywords as this guy. So I'm happy that this is the number 1 on my list. So that's how you can use that. It's a different way to use completely different way to do some of your research if you're looking at Black Box. And this doesn't have to be your product. Like, let's say you're on here, you haven't made a product yet, right? But you look at this guy and you're like, oh, Zhao, I know this Zhao company is really killing it on Amazon. So I really want to know what are their competitors so I can really get an idea of who I need to be targeting. So you would just enter in their ASIN, all right? So that's how that works. There's one more tab, as you can see here, and it's called niche, or niche, as some of you might say, all right? Basically, this is almost like an X-ray search from Amazon, but now you're doing it in our tool. So we'll go to collagen peptides powder.
So Bradley just mentioned X-ray. For those of you who don't know, X-ray is in our Chrome extension, and it allows you to see how much money people are making on an Amazon results page. Now you can do that in Black Box.
Yeah. So this brought up 29 items that are collagen peptides powder. Now the difference of doing it here as opposed to doing it in Amazon is, let me click on this. Let me see if there are any that have 0. All right, there are none in this one that has 0. But what happens is, it's possible that it'll say 0 sellers. What does that mean? That means that right now there's no sellers on it. Nobody, they're out of stock, and it's an inactive listing. Now, if it's an inactive listing and you were on here, it would not come up. So maybe there is a really a big top seller that's hyper relevant to your product and your niche, and you wouldn't even be looking at his keywords or anything because he never would have appeared here. But here in Black Box, it's in our database. So if it was like selling really well, a few weeks ago, but for whatever reason right now he's out of stock, it would still come up here. So that's really important for you to know that this is a top item in here. So those are 2 brand new tabs under niche and also competitors, and that's right here in Black Box.
Cool. Before you leave niche, that's how I say it. Before you leave this tab, why, some of you may be wondering, why is this important, right? So you're on your computer, you can use X-ray. If you use it as much as I do, which is every day, you're fine with that. But if you're on your phone, you're out and about, you probably can't pull up your Chrome extension tool to look at Amazon. But on the other hand, you can go into Black Box and search that way. So this is a way to search on your cell phone, and while you're out and about, maybe you're at the store, or you had to run to, I don't know, Walgreens or Walmart, and you found a product and you want to look at Amazon to see how that product's selling. Black Box and niche is a great way to do it.
All right. One quick question. PJ just came on, but I don't want him to miss out, because actually, if we don't answer his question, he'll never know. He won't be able to go to the replay. So PJ says, I just came on. Where do I find all of your live training? So again, just go to the Helium 10, not the user page, but the Helium 10 software Facebook page, and click on videos. All of our, this is now episode 16 that we're on. It's hard to believe it's episode 16 already. So all of them are right there, and this one will be there as soon as this ends. So thank you, PJ. Here we go. Yazan is asking, can you go over I think he means profitability calculator. I would love a probability calculator. Like, how probable is it that I'm going to be selling $1 million? That would be cool. All right. So here I am on just Amazon search page. And let's say I know that my product is really close to this one, or I want to see how much, if I were to make a product exactly the same dimensions and the same everything as this guy, but using my cost, how much profit would I make? So right here, there's a button called calculate fees. Am I visible? Yes, I'm visible here. Calculate fees, still visible. Good. So this pulls in the dimensions, the weight, the shipping tier of the product, the price. Like, let's say it's going to be $27.95. The only thing that you would have to change is your manufacturing cost. So let's say you think you can make it. You got a quote from your manufacturer. You can make it for $10. All right. That means that your profit, your margin is going to be 30%. You're going to net $8.50 in the first 3 quarters. And in the fourth quarter, you're going to net a little bit less because Amazon charges a little bit more in storage. And the other parts that you can modify is how much time you want to turn over your inventory, whether it's just 1 month or you think you're going to turn it over every 3 months. And the other part is your freight cost to get it to Amazon. And we talked about this Tuesday. I don't think you were there, Yazan, but the number one thing that I like about this is if you have a product that's borderline as far as size goes. Like, for example, if you had something that was 9 by 9 by 9, you're thinking that's not too big. It's about like this, right? But look at the outbound shipping weight. It doesn't matter that it only weighs 1.25 pounds. You're being charged 7 pounds for shipping because it's under the size tier or dimensional weight of small oversized, meaning that look at your profit. Your profit is only $1 and 83 cents in the fourth quarter. But watch what happens if knowing this, I'm like, oh man, where can I save some money? I'm just going to change one dimension to 8.
Shave 1 inch.
1 inch off that package. This much, 1 little inch. And look at that. Profit goes from $1 to $5. You can 5x your profit just by shaving 1 inch off of this, off of your package. So that's really where I think is a big advantage of this tool. So thank you for that question, Yazan. Martha gave us a thumbs up. Thank you, Martha. I'm hoping that means that you're going to hook up the profits to take a look.
My guess is that a lot of these folks already have. We've had a ton of you already hook up profits in your Amazon account to profits itself. So thank you for doing that. We're already getting a ton of feedback. A lot of you love the tool. And if you're on here live or after the fact now, let us know what you think and ask your questions. All
right. Michelle, I notice here is posting a little bit. Michelle, if you're watching, I know there's a delay. Come in here really quick for like 1 minute. While she's coming in here, I'll go run out there and get her. Matt, can you explain to the team here what Michelle does and how people can take advantage of this?
Absolutely. So a lot of you might just see Manny or Guy or Bradley or myself. We've got a massive team. Michelle, she's our affiliate manager. So for any of you looking to promote Helium 10 or just share it with your friends, go ahead and go to crushit.online. That's a great way to promote Helium 10 and share it with your friends. I think Bradley just persuaded Michelle to come in here.
She was saying, no. She likes being behind the scenes.
And wave and say hi, Michelle.
But just awesome. So you know, if you do, email her or do whatever Matt was just saying, this is who you'll be talking to. Say hi to everybody, Michelle.
Just wait.
Right. Say hi.
So Michelle is awesome, right? She's our affiliate manager. And so go ahead and apply at crushit.online and she'll help you out there. Michelle is awesome.
And then if they want to email you for more information, what's your email address?
Yeah, it's going to be michelle.v@helium10.com.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Michelle. All right. Let's see. Other questions we got here. Yeah, if you're one of our employees and you start answering questions, I'm going to pull you in here because you guys need to be in here with us here. Lee, he says he or she, I can't see here, kept getting interrupted and missing the info. Will it be recorded? Yes, all of these are recorded. You go to Helium 10 software and click on the videos. And what else?
Yeah, and so Raiko just mentioned an important thing. So give profits a second to gather your data, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to retrieve your data once you hook it up, your Amazon account to profits. So give it a little bit of time to retrieve that data. But once it's there, you'll be ready to rock and roll.
Okay. Stephen had talked about the data is from Amazon. Yes, the data, like for example, search volume, Amazon makes that information available. It's not like we're hacking Amazon for that information. Some of it's available. That's what we put. So if you see something that says exact search volume, for example, that's data actually coming from Amazon. The things that are estimates based on our database of over 450 million products would be things such as daily sales. We get pretty close. I've checked it against mine. As long as you're selling like over 30 units a month, the numbers that you'll see in X-ray are pretty close. But Amazon does not make that number available. But we're pretty confident that those numbers are strong based on our database. So thank you for that question, Stephen. What markets can you use Helium? Obviously, Amazon USA. But for the longest time, you could only use, for example, X-ray in the USA. But now, as we announced Tuesday, what are the 2 new marketplaces we have for X-ray?
UK and Germany. So there's been a lot of folks from those 2 markets using X-ray. And super glad it's there. We're really glad to expand X-ray outside of the US market.com.
And quick trivia for Matt. What are the other 3 marketplaces in Europe that we are going to, the only other 3 marketplaces in Europe, and then we are going to have X-ray there real soon. But do you remember those countries?
So we're working on Spain, France, and Italy too.
He answers that like he's a genius on that. All right, good job, Matt. 1 extra lollipop for you today. All right. Ida, hello. Reiko, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm noticing a lot of new names that I haven't noticed coming in here, like Ida. I don't remember. Russell, I don't remember. Welcome. Steven, thank you guys. Please let us know. We know where RJ is from. Lindsay, Izzy, we know you're in the Bay Area. But if you're new to us and you haven't commented before, please post below where you're from. We're really curious. Somebody was on. It was funny on Tuesday. Was calling in from Australia. It was 3 a.m, but her baby woke her up. So she's like, I might as well go on the Facebook Live. So if anybody else with a good, funny story of how you're on, please let us know. And let us know how you, especially you new ones out there, how you found out about the broadcast. Real quick, let me see if there's any questions that you guys submitted. While I'm looking at that, do you tell everybody the website that they can go to submit, please, questions that they have?
Absolutely. So we grab your questions from the lives here and answer them on the next show. But if you ever want to enter in more questions, you can do so at helium10.com/questions. We've got some of the team working to pull them from there, and those are the ones that we prioritize. So okay.
Mark had a question he submitted last time. I don't think we were able to get to this on the live. He actually did this on the live broadcast. But even guys, if you put a question down below and it doesn't get answered live, we're still tabulating it. And we got like still 200 we have to get through. We're kind of behind. But Mark had a question. He says dimensions calculator is based on product size or packaging size. So I'm pretty sure he's talking about our profitability calculator. So this is based on the packaging size, because that's the package size, because that's how Amazon is charging you for the dimensional weight, if there is going to be a dimensional weight charge on that. And so this is not an estimate. This is actually something similar to the other gentleman's question. This is something that Amazon provides us with, this data. You could actually see it on any Amazon page as well. So that's where that comes from. And let's see here. DC Lockhart had another question here, similar to about our new product. It says, using Cerebro, how do you check against competing products with variations? Okay, so I think he's talking about how I did this, guys, how I'm comparing this product to this product. I can add up to 10 different products here, but he's saying, is there anything different when it's a variation? And yes and no. First of all, every single product on Amazon, whether it's in a variation or it's a standalone item, has its own unique ASIN. All right. So if you're asking, can I compare one product, one singular product, but with like a whole family of variations at once? Again, the answer is yes and no. You could put individually, I was about to point with my finger. No, I'll point with this finger. You can put individually, like let's say a listing has 5 variations, red, blue, green, yellow, black, or whatever. You can put each of those ASINs here, but it's not going to give you the whole entire, what the whole product, what the whole range does. And that there's a very important reason why, is because you're only going to be ranked also for one of your child items. So like, let's say you're selling baseball bats, right? And you have a variation by color. All right. The search term baseball bat, you're only going to be ranked on one of those ASINs. Maybe black is the one that comes up. It's not like, okay, black is page 1, position 3, but then the others, are a certain ranking. Amazon doesn't work like that. I mean, I wish they did, because it kind of sucks. You can only rank. Usually, I've heard of some very, very strange circumstances where somebody got variations to rank for the same keyword, but that's like less than 0.1% of what the situations I've heard. So just keep that in mind. If you're comparing your product to an ASIN, and maybe you only pick one ASIN, or an ASIN that has variations, I can say, and then you're looking down here and you're like, oh, I'm ranked number 2, but they're ranked NR or 0. That means, they're not ranked. I'm totally crushing them. Well, that's not completely accurate, because it could be another color in that variation tree is the one who's ranked for it. So just keep that in mind. But again, if you want to really make sure, just enter all of the different child items here, because I believe you can do up to 10 different ASINs in each one comparison. So thank you for that question. That was DC Comics, or I should say DC Lockhart. Thank you very much. Let's see if any other questions have come up. I think we answered Ted's already. Yep. Just real quick, I saw Danny had submitted this question too. I'll just get to it really quick. Cool. It says, my rank is 11 on a specific keyword. Should I continue improving its rank, or should I rank up other keywords? Well, you should never fall asleep on anything. Even if you're in page 1, position 1, don't turn off PPC or just completely forget about that keyword. You should always strive, to be the best. And then so if you're 11, obviously, hey, there's room for improvement. So if you can, now if numbers 1 through 10 are all selling like 60,000 units and have 8 million reviews each, and you pretty much know you're never going to get up there, at least not in a long time. So, don't go spending $10,000 on a giveaway or $10,000 budget on PPC. That's not going to do you any good. But if you do see that, hey, I can take over this guy, I can take over this guy. Yeah. Because I don't remember the exact numbers, but something about like the 90% of sales or something like that come from the top 4 positions on page 1. And then, then there's 5% that come on the rest, and then 1% that's on page 2 or whatever it is. So, unless you're in the top 1, 2, 3, in my opinion, there's room for improvement. You're leaving money on the table that another guy who isn't in those positions is getting. But there is no CPR formula for going from like 11 to 1, because it's different for every single keyword. It's different for every single product. There are so many factors involved. CPR has been proven to get you from, page 10 to page 1, or unranked to page 1, but it's kind of like a hit or miss. When you're talking about you're already on page 1 and you just want to kind of move up, you got to do a lot of playing around, with your account, not your account, but your strategy, as far as, playing around with, auto campaigns and manual campaigns, and, increasing your bids, or, maybe driving some outs. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. So, but bottom line is don't give up just because you're 11. We already answered. What's going on here with our ranking? There we go. Let's see.
I don't see anything else. Kelly, you're from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Great. Glad to have you. I used to live in Dallas. Philadelphia.
Desiree from Philly. So that's what, 4 is like 7 o'clock over there. Thank you for enjoying your dinner with us. Neil is from Idaho. All right. Let's see. And then Desiree brings out something. And this is why we move the Tuesday, or why we have different times. So Desiree says, hey, I'm usually stuck at work on the sales floor. That's why I'm typically miss the actual live. So we have a 10 a.m. one that we do on Tuesdays. But a lot of you guys can't make that one because, you're at work, or especially if you're on the East Coast, or even out here, you're still at work. But that one we usually have, especially for the European people who are 8 hours ahead of us. So that's why we're going to keep it, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and see how that keeps going. So thank you, Desiree, for joining us after work. Let's see. Aida says, do you have any recommendations for a new launch strategy? Well, there's a lot of different things that, you could do. We have the CPR guide that has been proven to work for a while now. what is it? Helium10.com/what?
CPR.
/CPR. And there's another one too.
Helium10.com/launch is going to be your in-depth guide of how Manny's CPR launch went last year.
Yes. And so you have those two. The one thing that's I definitely would be interested in trying, or one of you guys trying, is the method, this method that we had talked about Tuesday.
Right.
Please go back to episode 15 in the video section of the Helium 10 software Facebook page, not the group, but the actual page, and check out episode 15 where I go in depth on how to use this, because that technically could be used as a launch strategy, you know. And I do know of somebody who has done it, and I know what he does, and he swears by it, but I usually don't like saying, oh, something 100% works, you know, like the CPR guide. I feel confident saying that works, just because hundreds of people have used that, and have thousands of people have used that, and it's worked. But I'm curious if anybody, you know, would use this new strategy about comparing your ASIN to the top competitors and doing relative rank, basing your launch off of relative rank. And a lot of that might be completely foreign to you, like Desiree, who didn't watch us Tuesday. So Desiree and Yazan, please go to our episode 15 where we talk about that.
So real quick, I'll say one piece on that. Again, like Bradley said, we mentioned in the last episode, we added some new columns here to Cerebro. Relative rank, we've got some really, really large sellers that are using that column and those numbers to determine the more important keywords that you really should be targeting with your launch or with your keyword optimization and listing optimization efforts. So relative rank, pay attention to that column.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if that was covered up by the question. We have a very tiny window here that we can barely see, we look like ants, where we can't see what's covered up. But anyways, that'll be it for today. As I told you guys, if those of you who are in the Helium 10 social, stay tuned for the next 2 or 3 minutes. I'll do a quick slideshow of some of the pictures. And even if you guys weren't there, take a look at some of these pictures. You can see the amazing fun that we had last Friday right here in Irvine, California. We had 200 of you Helium 10 users out there. You guys are the ones who make all of this possible. So we really appreciate the support that you guys give us, whether you came to the event or whether you're just using our software or talking about it. You know, we really appreciate it, you guys. And I noticed too, I go to other Facebook groups, or I'm a member of Facebook groups, and there'll be somebody trying to badmouth, you know, Helium 10 or something. And I see some of our diehards, you know, going to defend us, and we appreciate that. And we appreciate the, you know, the support that you give us. And again, if you have a big following or a lot of people listen to you about it, take up what Matt said. Take that offer up about becoming one of our affiliates, because I know a lot of you guys are like me, and you're just passionate about this, and you do it for fun. But hey, if you're spreading the gospel of Helium 10, might as well get paid for it too. So sign people up under the affiliate program, and basically your membership, your subscription will almost end up being paid for. But the number one way, the number one easiest way that requires no sales or no posts or anything of how you can get your Helium 10 dues paid is what, Matt?
Refund Genie. How many folks posted the other day that Refund Genie in one day paid for their entire year's Helium 10 account? So many. Yep.
And I don't know if it was Lindsay and John or somebody had posted. It was like $8,000 or something like that.
There's a few. Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
That pays for their lifetime of Helium 10, and it's not just a one-time thing. Amazon every month, guys, is losing your product. They're running over it with a forklift, or Jeff needed, you know, an extra water bottle, so he grabbed one for the line. Jeff Bezos. I don't know what's happening, but there are a lot of crazy things happening at Amazon, and for the most part, they're pretty good about refunding you on their own without you asking for it. You know, they're not trying to rip you off. You know, but a company that large, things fall through the cracks, you know, and that's what Refund Genie is here to help you guys find those opportunities. And again, I don't know if it was Desiree or somebody asking about, you know, private label or versus wholesale or arbitrage. This is another one of those tools that if you are doing wholesale or arbitrage and have nothing to do with the private label, right, you need to do this. If you're using Fulfilled by Amazon, you need to run Refund Genie once in your account, and you might be surprised what kind of results you get. So for any of you guys who have never run that before, please, right after you attach profits to your dashboard, once you do that, your API is connected. So go ahead and run Refund Genie. It takes like 2 clicks, right? And once they're done, 2 clicks, and there will be instructions on there on what you need to do. If you guys don't know how to do it or can't see the video on it, please leave us a message. But there's a video on the Refund Genie page that tells you what to do. But guys, you might be shocked. You might have $400 that's on the table. You might have $4,000 that Amazon owes you that Refund Genie can find. So please take advantage of that.
Free money.
Free money. That's the best kind of money.
Kind of.
All right, guys. So let me take this off, and I'm going to go off the screen, but we are going to have a quick slideshow. This is not going to be a reaction video. I'm going to actually try and put 2 different pictures here at once so you guys can see both. And once I click off my video, that's it for our audio. So guys, thank you very much. Last couple minutes here will just be some slideshow from our event. Thanks, guys.
Adios. Thank you.
See you Tuesday, 10 a.m.